That night I experienced the heaviest blow of my life. After years of marriage and 2 beautiful children, I had been happy for many years. I came home early that day, not expecting anything to change. When I walked into her room and saw the determined expression on her face, I couldn't say a word. Was this a weekend getaway, or a betrayal that would shake the foundations of my life? Before listening to my story, are you ready to learn the truth? Don't want to mess up your life? Subscribe to my channel to learn real-life lessons from real stories we share every day. Please also share your thoughts on the shocking truth of my experience in the comments, and show your support by liking my video. After subscribing, let's dive deeper into my story. My name is Bill Miller, and at the time of the incident, my wife Lori and I had just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. We met while we were at university and got married immediately after graduation. We have 2 beautiful daughters, Kelly and Erin. Kelly has just started university, and Erin will graduate from high school in 6 weeks. We sent Kelly to the state university, and Erin is considering attending the same university, just like typical siblings. Although we were happy to see her start a new adventure, Kelly's departure left a huge gap in our family. I'm a partner in a large accounting firm, and Lori works as a director at a building materials company. Although she studied English at university, she took a different career path. Financially, we're in good shape. We have a nice house, a new car, and a comfortable lifestyle. However, Kelly's going to college has had a profound effect on Lori. In recent weeks, I'd noticed that she seemed distant, but I didn't question it too much. That Friday, I left work early. Erin was at a school camp for the weekend, which meant that it was just an I at home. I planned to take the opportunity to rekindle our relationship with a romantic dinner. Maybe I had sensed something was wrong, but instead of confronting it, I chose to try to fix it. When I got home, I saw that Lori's car was in the garage, which meant that she had left work early too. I went inside and walked towards our bedroom. "Honey, I'm home," I called out. "Yes, I'm here," Lori answered. As I entered the room, I noticed that she was putting on makeup, wearing the black dress I had given her for Christmas last year, and the elegant pearl necklace around her neck. Next to her was an open suitcase, and he was packing a few clothes. At that moment, everything made my heart sink. Lori wasn't preparing for the romantic weekend I had imagined. The truth hit me like broken glass. "Are we going somewhere?" I asked, my words hesitant. "You didn't tell me, but I can get ready quickly." "Where are we going? Where are we going?" The excitement in my voice quickly faded completely when I heard the truth. Lori lowered her head and said slowly, "Bill, I'm sorry, but I have a date this weekend." "I wasn't going to tell you, but since you came home early, I need to explain." The word date echoed in my head. How can dating and marriage be put in the same sentence? Is this a joke? I have never been so shocked in my life. Dating? What do you mean? We don't have an open marriage. Lori, how could you do this? Her voice was calm but firm. "Bill, it's only for the weekend. After Kelly left, I felt lost all the time. This is like therapy for me. I plan to reevaluate everything this weekend and come back on Monday morning. It's still the same, Lori. Nothing will change." Her words made me chilled me to the bone. "Lori, this is crazy. How long have you been dating this man? Who is he? Are you cheating on me?" "No," she replied quickly. "It's not an affair. We just have lunch together occasionally, that's all. It's just a whim. He's married and has kids. I don't want to hurt our relationship. Just this weekend. Please understand me." The word understand ignited the anger inside me. How could they make such a request of their spouse? Even worse, how could they justify it and convince you that spending time with another man would strengthen your marriage? I asked her, and she answered firmly, "Yes, I need to feel young, beautiful, and energetic again. I hope you can fulfill my needs this weekend and try to understand me. I'll come back on Monday morning as if nothing had happened." At that moment, I was convinced that the woman standing in front of me was not the wife I had been married to for many years. I felt as if a stranger had replaced her. I couldn't find a reasonable response or coherent words. Taking a deep breath, I said, "If you insist on completing this weekend's plan, that's your choice. But know that you have the opportunity to change your mind. Before you leave, before your Uber arrives, you can think it over. I hope you leave your phone on purely for your safety, for no other reason." Lori thought for a moment, then nodded and said, "Okay, but promise me you won't follow me or try to sabotage my plans." I promised, but inside I was seething with anger. Lori's betrayal would change our lives forever, and I had already planned my first step in this transformation. While Lori packed her bags and waited for the Uber, I sat quietly, torn between my desire to stop her and my reluctance to demean myself. When the Uber arrived, I let Laura left. She dragged her suitcase into the car, never looking back, and then, at that very moment, she disappeared. At that moment, I picked up my phone, and my life was about to begin. I thought of someone who had once touched my heart, but never surpassed it, because I was loyal to Lori. Sarah. It was time to call her. "Sarah, it's Bill." I said it, my voice trembling, but I was determined. Sarah's warm voice took me back in time. "Bill, it's been a few years. I was wondering how you were doing," she said. I briefly explained my situation and told her that Lori had decided to spend the weekend with another man and that I could no longer continue the marriage. Sarah was silent for a moment, then asked softly, "Bill, Sarah, what do you want me to do? I promised you that if my marriage came to an end, I would call you, and here I am. I want to spend the night with you, just to talk," I said without hesitation. Sarah agreed. I went to her house and she greeted me with a smile at the door. Her warmth and understanding eased the turmoil inside me. We talked for hours that night, about Lori's betrayal, my feelings, and the bond we had but never pursued. As the conversation deepened, I realized things I had suppressed for years. I didn't just want to spend the night with Sarah, I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. I spent the whole weekend immersed in Sarah's emotions and body, and felt more complete than I had in years. I realized that Lori's departure that night had actually been a relief for me. When Lori came home on Sunday, there was a sparkle in her eyes. She walked in confidently and said, "I didn't see anything, nothing has changed. I'm back, it's still the same Lori, but Lori doesn't know that everything has changed." That weekend was a turning point for me. Even though I wanted to believe that I still loved her, my heart rejected that idea. I listened quietly to what she had to say, as if I were taking notes in my head. Finally, I said without hesitation, "Lori, this weekend has made me realize that our marriage is over. I'm not saying that I won't forgive you, but I can't continue in this relationship. I've started the divorce proceedings." Lori's expression of relief quickly turned to fear and shock as she realized that her betrayal was not just a weekend of indulgence, but had changed everything forever. She cried and pleaded, but my decision was final. The divorce proceedings with Lori were swift and fair. I explained the situation to our daughters, Kelly and Erin, encouraging them not to question their mother's mistakes and to continue to love her. With time, everyone adapted to the new reality. Sarah and I, on the other hand, fell back in love. A few years later, we got married and started our own family. Together, we raised 2 wonderful children and became close friends with Sarah's son, Jacob. Looking back, I realized that weekend was a turning point for me. Sometimes the worst betrayals can pave the way for the best beginnings. Lorraine lost me with her terrible decision, but in the process I found true love.